Hiya folks, welcome back to the channel and to more Final Fantasy VII New Threat 2.0. So in the last episode, we managed to get our Gold Chocobo using the popular no racing method, and you can use that with pretty much every version of the game, modded or otherwise. If you haven't yet got your Gold Chocobo, you might want to check that video out. But now that we've done so, we want to get our hard-earned rewards, don't we? And in New Threat 2.0, they are especially hard-earned because in the original game, you could take your Chocobo to all of the 4 caves on the world map and loot the powerful materia that lay within. And while the same is technically true here, there is the added proviso that you will also have to defeat a powerful enemy encounter for each of these materia. And because we are still quite early on in our adventure, we haven't yet rescued Cloud and are still controlling Tifa, these fights are particularly tough. Now, I did try a few of these, and we were technically able to defeat 2 of the encounters. However, the first seemed completely bugged, and that was... I'm not sure what went wrong there, but we defeated the enemy, and the fight just never ended. And it took a few attempts, probably about an hour, of trying to actually defeat that enemy. So I didn't have the heart in me to go for it again if it was just going to bug out again. So we left that one. Hopefully we'll revisit it once I figure out what exactly caused that bug. But if you have any ideas about that, by the way, then please do let me know in the comment section. But after that, we did successfully get the Mime materia. Now, the Mime materia is also going to require us to defeat a fairly tough enemy, but this is certainly one that is manageable at this point in the game. So that's what we're going to be getting into today. I'm still thoroughly enjoying this Final Fantasy VII New Threat 2.0 playthrough, and I'm really just loving discovering everything that the mod is bringing new into Final Fantasy VII. I hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough as well. If you are, please don't forget to drop a like on this video and maybe subscribe for future content. Yes, so over at the Wutai Cave is where we can find the Mime materia, and in order to get it, we have to battle a familiar presence. Indeed, it is Tifa. Now, this may just be because Tifa was the leader of my party, or it may be that Tifa is always the encounter you face off against here. I honestly have no idea. If you guys face off against perhaps Cloud, if Cloud is your current leader, or another party member, then perhaps let us know in the comments below. So the creature itself is a level 70-70 foe called Mimic with 44,000 HP and a whole ton of MP. And as soon as I saw those stats, I thought, okay, we're in for a losing battle. Now, I'm going to be honest with you folks, I did actually defeat this creature on my very first attempt. As such, this was just a test attempt. I hadn't gone for any materia setups or for any strategies. I was just using what I'd been using in previous battles, so nothing was actually tailored to this fight. Fortunately, I happen to have some stuff equipped that I do believe was helpful. However, I also think that if I'd gone into this a little bit more planned, there was other things I would have done. As one example, having some protection against Frog and or Confuse is going to go a long way during this encounter. I had protection against neither, and yeah, that made things a lot more challenging than it otherwise would have been. But a few things I did have, incidentally, and I don't think the fight would have been possible without these, were the barrier and magic barrier spells tied to all materia, and also gravity. Now, you can pretty much ignore the first part of this fight here. I did not expect this enemy to be susceptible to the gravity spell, but it turns out that it is. Since gravity does damage based on the target's current HP, all of these early comets and what have you that I was casting here were a complete waste, since Demi 3 was simply going to be doing so much more damage, as you'll see when I start casting it. In fact, if you have Demi 3, or Demi 2 if you don't have Demi 3, then the damage that you're able to do with it will simply far outweigh anything else that you have at your disposal. So in terms of damage then, the general strategy is just keep spamming your highest level Demi spell until the boss is at low enough HP that you can finish it off fairly quickly with your other damaging spells. In my case, spells such as level 3 magics and also Comet. Now, damage might be sorted, but you still don't want to take things for granted here, because this Mimic does a lot of damage itself, and couple that with those annoying negative status effects, which hopefully you're protected against because I forewarned you about them, you still have a recipe that could go wrong if you're not paying attention. Fortunately, most of the damage from this particular enemy is generally single target. Now, it does have a very nasty physical attack, which even with barrier equipped is probably going to be doing more than about 1500 points of damage on whoever it hits. So make sure you have plenty of cures ready. But it also likes to attack with very high level magic itself, such as Fire 3, Bolt 3, etc. Now, I happen to have Ares in the party just because she's a very powerful party member anyway, and her Geostance special ability, innate ability, is really good at mitigating that elemental damage. Of course, that does require Ares to defend, which she's not going to be doing all that often, as she's going to be spending a lot of time healing. But as long as you can stay on top of healing, then Demi's going to be doing most of the work for you. And you should be able to finish the boss off with a couple of spells or summons, and you'll be able to get that lovely Mime materia. Now, this is definitely the easiest of the 4 encounters by far, as in the cave encounters that lead to materia. And fortunately, the Mime materia happens to be a very powerful materia, so I'm kind of glad that that's the case. And as you can see, once you defeat Mimic, you do get a whole batch of experience and AP. So it might be a good idea just to make sure that you are using the party members and materia setups that are going to best benefit from that reward. However, you don't get any gear or items. Now, there did seem to be a bit of a bug on my screen. It looked like there was a pink materia there, but that wasn't lootable, so I think that was just a display bug. But I'm just glad that we've got the Mime materia, a very powerful materia. It can be used in a whole number of different setups. I just need to try and figure some out now to try and perhaps use Mime to defeat some of these other powerful enemy encounters for further rewards. So yeah, I'll have a think about that and get back to you. Anyway, guys, I hope the video has been enjoyable. If it has, don't forget to drop a like. Feel free to drop by the next Twitch stream if you want to see me playing Final Fantasy VII New Threat 2.0 live. Take care, folks, and I'll see you next time.